Hello and thanks for joining us on NTA Weekend File. It's live in Abuja. Tonight we shall focus on the just concluded Independent Electoral Commission mock accreditation exercise nationwide. 22 days to the 2023 general elections. INEC carried out mock accreditation exercise to test the efficiency of the bimodal voter accreditation system (BVAS) in 12 polling units in each state of the federation and 4 in the Federal Capital Territory on equality of the 109 senatorial districts in preparation for the 2023 general elections. On February 4th, 2023, which is today. Now, in announcing the date for the exercise, the INEC chairman said the mock accreditation is to reassure Nigerians of the robustness of the system and strengthen the electoral process ahead of the general elections and encourage Nigerians who have not yet collected their PVC to do so within the extension period. Now that the exercise has been concluded, what are the matters arising from the mock exercise? How seamless was the process? These and more I will be discussing with my guest, Victor Aluko, Director of Voter Education and Publicity, INEC. I am Jummai Yusuf. First, the news. You're welcome back. The course to a hitch-free general elections in Nigeria is getting clearer as INEC test runs its BVAS machines nationwide. For the Chief Electoral Officer of the Federation, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, there is no cause for worry on the functionality and integrity of the technology deployed. Mia Ogidi reports that the INEC chairman gave the assurance as he monitors the mock accreditation exercise in the FCT and feedbacks from resident electoral commissioners.
In mind are February 25 and March 11. And Mahmoud on mock accreditation. 6300307, that's correct. The INEC chairman reminding one of his days as a lecturer in the university. This one is a mock, literally taking the voters on the lecture and motivational talk. Congratulations, but make sure you come on election day. This one is a mock, don't say you have voted. You haven't voted yet. INEC is confident of the integrity of the BVAS machine, but getting public endorsement is a booster.
We are satisfied with the tests carried out in our office, but we needed to test the machines in the field ahead of the election. Bearing in mind that this is the first time we are deploying the machines nationwide.
A quick check on the INEC center at the post office Garukite in Abuja. Even those trying to be smart were smashed.
I should notify you that I came back for the second time to vote. The machine rejected my card. You see that I have been accredited already. That means it's not possible for you to vote 2 times.
We just discovered that the BVAS wasn't able to recognize one of the voters after using his face and his thumbprints. So they had to use all the fingers, and they discovered that the 4th finger was the one the BVAS machine recognizes.
Then off to Buhari Area Council for another check. Yes. Here we met Caroline on the queue. Mahmoud created friendship with her. She was happy meeting him one-on-one, and the BVAS extended similar friendship. Caroline's card, produced in 2011 and in less than 11 seconds, was verified by the BVAS machine.
It's not up to 1 minute that they accredited.
So far, so good. Voters have been verified using their PVCs and then authenticated using their fingerprint or facial, on the basis of which a successful accreditation. There is no report of failure. The machines have performed optimally, and this is the report we are getting so far nationwide.
Good outing for INEC. Such is our expectation even on election day, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu promised. Mia Ogede, NTA News.
You're welcome back, and we're going to start our conversation now. And joining me in the studio is Mr. Victor Aluko, Director of Voter Education and Publicity, INEC. You're welcome to Weekend File.
Thanks for having me. Good evening.
I'm going to ask you a general question, actually. Why the mock accreditation exercise in the first place?
Yes, it enabled INEC to test run the beavers machines across the country. You agree with me that we've been able to use beavers machine in Anambra, in Ekiti-Osun FCT, and in the number of by-elections. Now we have 36 states and the FCT in this country. So for many places in the country, people have not seen the beavers machine. And we have not tested the machine across all terrains in the country. So it was the first time we were able to test run the machines across all parts of the country, all the 109 senatorial districts in the country, all the states in the federation. So we successfully did that today. We were able to test the efficacy and the efficiency of the machines in 436 polling units. And we were able to conduct a very successful mock accreditation exercise. And also it was an opportunity for voters themselves to relate with the machines. And this was really good. And all our top officials, our chairman himself, all resident electoral commissioners, all national commissioners, the electoral officers in those places, directors, were on the field monitoring the exercise. And the reports we got was that the exercise was quite successful nationwide. The beavers machines actually worked well. No reports of failure. No report of failure at all. And we are happy about it.
The INEC chairman says it's to reassure Nigerians of the robustness of the system and strengthen the electoral process itself ahead of the general elections. Yes, you got positive reports from your electoral officers, electoral commissioners across the country. What kind of feedback are you getting from Nigerians?
The feedback we got from Nigerians who participated in mock accreditation exercise was that it was a really good exercise because they were able to present themselves for accreditation, and in most cases within a minute. And the longest time we got was 2 minutes across the country. So within a minute, people got accredited and they were happy. When they were seeing the equipment for the first time, they were hearing about it in the news and they were seeing it for the first time. And within a minute, they were accredited easily. They presented their PVCs and the system, they were verified and the system authenticated them all within a minute, some less than a minute. So they were impressed, people were happy, and many of them pledged that on election day, they will be the first to be at the polling units.
Indeed, they will be the first. Nothing is perfect, actually.
Nothing is perfect. Yeah,
nothing is perfect. So, are there any hitches or grey areas that INEC needs to look into before we hit?
No, the issue is to ensure
elections
fast accreditation of voters, because on election day, let's say you have 500 voters in a typical polling unit. You expect the INEC officials, the presiding officer, the assistant presiding officers, you expect them to move fast. And so, there could be some form of queues and all that. People don't want to stand in queues for too long. So you want the machines to work fast. So if we can even be faster than 2 minutes in places where we recorded 2 minutes accreditation time, if we can be faster, it will really be good. So the issue of speed is what we will really work on in terms of training of our presiding officers.
Technology plays a big role in situations like this. I had the INEC chairman saying in one of his interviews that he has, spoken with the service providers to ensure that nothing goes wrong during the elections. Is that a possibility? Nothing
will go wrong, because we have actually tested all the reverse machines for the elections. We've received all, and in our offices, we've tested them. And that was why we needed to move some of them out to test them actually on the field with voters to see how the system will be. And we're impressed with what has happened. We have 176,846 polling units in this country. We'll be deploying to all these polling units on election day. And we believe all will be well.
Some states, reports coming from states indicates that there was a low turnout in some states. What is the reason for that?
Really, it's a mock accreditation exercise. Yeah. We didn't really expect too many people to turn out.
Don't you think Nigerians will be curious enough to go and see how the beavers works?
Many people were curious, actually, and we are satisfied with the turnout. It was more like a laboratory thing when you test your equipment before election day, before the real day. And we are happy. Even though on election day, as we'll be discussing, we're expecting Nigerians to really come out. We're hoping that not less than 70% of the voters who are PVCs will actually come to vote.
Studio. Mr. Victor, we heard from one of the reports where a man said he accredited himself, he went away and came back and wanted to do it a second time, but the beavers rejected him.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Actually, the beavers machine is designed to prevent multiple voting. It's also designed to prevent identity theft at the polling unit. These are two problems we'll be having in our polling units in the past. And that was why we came up with a Bermuda system. Before, we were using the fingerprints. That was when we were using smart card readers. And it was the problems, it was a problem we had with the smart card reader in terms of problems of identity theft, in terms of problems of even multiple voting, by passing the card itself, all those things that made us to come up with a Bermuda system. And so we're happy that even though somebody decided to try us,
I see you beating your chest.
Yes, INEC was not found wanting at all. And the beavers machine showed its class by rejecting any form of multiple voting. So on election day, we are telling Nigerians, nobody should come to our polling unit with any other person's PVC except his or her own. And nobody should vote and attempt to vote twice. The beavers machine will not allow such behavior, such deviant behavior. The beavers
like
before. And that's why we are telling everyone that it will be one man, one vote, and that all votes will count. We are assuring Nigerians that the system we have put in place, that is the Bermuda voter accreditation system, will not allow any form of manipulation, any form of multiple voting, any form of identity theft at our polling units. And of course, the whole system was paid for with public funds. The system belongs to Nigerians. And so we hope it will work well, that it will serve Nigerians very well. And at the end of the day, all of us will be happy.
Briefly, before we go, in just 20 seconds, what is the level of PVC collections across the countly?
Yeah, we printed more than 13 million PVCs. That is all those who registered afresh, about 9.4 million persons who registered afresh, and the others who transferred or who requested for new cards, whose cards were spoiled or lost, who requested for new cards. And I can tell you that as of today, because this ESA will end tomorrow, February 5, as of today, not less than 98% of persons who needed to collect new cards have collected across the country.
Well, that's indeed good news. Yes. Okay, Mr. Victor Aluko, Director, Voter Education and Publicity, thank you so much for coming on Weekend 5 to shed more light on the mock accreditation.
Thank you.
I hope going forward into the 2020 election, it will be perfect.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.